On January 20, 2025, Donald Jr. Trump was inaugurated for his second non-consecutive term as President of the United States, ushering in a new wave of executive actions that signaled a significant shift in U.S. policy. Here's an in-depth look at the presidential actions taken on his first day back in office. Border security and immigration reform. Trump's first actions were focused on immigration and border control. He declared a national emergency at the U.S. Mexico border, a move that enables the redirection of federal funds to enhance border security measures, including the continuation of the border wall project. This action aims to address what Trump describes as an ongoing crisis by deploying military personnel to assist in border operations. Additionally, he proposed ending birthright citizenship for children born to undocumented immigrants, a policy that would require constitutional amendment or significant legal reinterpretation to be fully implemented. Economic and regulatory overhaul. In a sweeping move to dismantle regulations from the Biden era, Trump signed executive orders to reverse 78 policies. These included actions to freeze new regulations, halt federal hiring, with exceptions for military positions, and mandate in-person work for federal employees, aiming to streamline government operations and reduce costs. He also signed an order to address the cost of living, though specifics on how this would be achieved have not been detailed. A notable part of this overhaul was Trump's decision to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement, marking the second time he has made such an announcement, emphasizing his commitment to an America First energy policy. Defending free speech. Trump's administration took steps to protect what he described as free speech, issuing an executive action aimed at curbing government censorship. This move was in response to what his administration claimed was the weaponization of government against political speech, particularly on social media platforms. Energy and environmental policies. A significant push was made towards traditional energy sources, with Trump declaring a national energy emergency to cut red tape for the energy sector. He also paused offshore wind leases, terminated electric vehicle mandates, and abolished aspects of the Green New Deal, signaling a return to fossil fuels as a primary energy source. Legal actions and pardons. One of the most controversial actions was the sweeping set of pardons for individuals involved in the January 6, 2021, Capitol riot. Trump referred to these individuals as hostages and promised to rectify what he described as political persecution, freeing around 1,500 people charged or convicted in relation to the event. Cultural and social reforms. Trump also tackled cultural issues with executive actions. He aimed to recognize only two genders officially, which would affect policy across federal agencies, especially in terms of how gender is represented on official documents. There was also a proposal to rename the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, highlighting a focus on national identity. Foreign policy and trade. In foreign policy, Trump reiterated his America First approach by announcing plans to designate Mexican cartels as terror organizations and potentially use emergency powers to impose universal tariffs on allies and adversaries alike, aiming to reset global trade balances. Legal and political implications. These executive actions are set to face numerous legal challenges. The constitutional and legal validity of some of these orders, particularly those concerning immigration, free speech, and energy policy, could be contested in courts. Moreover, with a slim Republican majority in Congress, the legislative backing for these policies might be limited, potentially leading to gridlock or compromises. Public reaction and future outlook. The public's reaction to these actions has been polarized, with supporters lauding Trump's decisiveness and critics decrying the moves as authoritarian or misguided. The long-term impact of these decisions will depend on how they are implemented, their legal standing, and the political climate in Washington. Analysis. Trump's first day in office was marked by a clear intent to reverse many of the policies set by the previous administration, underscoring a pivot back to conservative, nationalist policies. His actions on immigration, energy, and regulation show a continuity with his first term's themes but also introduce new legal and political challenges. The pardons for January 6 defendants and the cultural decrees highlight a focus on appealing to his base, potentially at the expense of broader national unity or international relations. The economic and regulatory reforms suggest an attempt to stimulate the economy through deregulation but raise questions about environmental sustainability and the long-term economic health of the nation. His approach to foreign policy, especially with unilateral tariffs, could lead to trade wars or diplomatic tensions, echoing his previous term's experiences. Conclusion. Donald Trump's return to the presidency has immediately set the stage for a contentious 4 years. His aggressive use of executive power on day one demonstrates a firm intention to enact his vision without delay. However, the feasibility and legality of many of these actions will be tested in courts, Congress, and the court of public opinion. The success of these policies will hinge on judicial outcomes, legislative support, and how well they resonate with or alienate the American populace. As we move forward, the nation will need to navigate these policies' implications not just domestically but on the global stage where the U.S.'s role and reputation are at play. Trump's first day has indeed set a bold tone, but the real measure will be in the execution and the outcomes of these sweeping changes. Sources: information on the executive actions related to border security, immigration, economic policies, freedom of speech, energy, and pardons are sourced from various news outlets and official White House announcements. Like and subscribe for more on this unfolding story.